So there used to be this show on Nick called iCarly. It was a show that was kinda like Drake and Josh, except not as good, but still miles better than Victorious, but not anywhere near the greatest show on television, Big Time Rush. But honestly, I kinda miss it. I'm starting to get the whole point of the show now. It was created to tell kids and teenagers that hey, with 1% effort and 99% luck, you can become an internet sensation too. And I feel like that's truly an inspiring message. The only issue I have is the fact that the main stars of their web show, Carly and Sam, are the most spoiled teenagers on the planet. Seriously, I can't believe it took me this long to realize that all these girls really do is whine and complain about anything that crosses their mind. To their credit though, this show still makes me laugh, even when Sam is acting like an ungrateful and obnoxious brat. I can't believe my dude Freddie puts up with her BS. It's hard to watch him constantly sipping over Carly and letting Sam take advantage of him every chance she gets. And then there's Spencer, who's not the most responsible older brother to Carly, but he is the most hilarious character in the show, so he gets a pass. Overall, it's a show, but it's still infinitely better than anything Nick airs nowadays. After rewatching the movie I Go to Japan, I can definitely say that it's not just a nostalgia talking. This movie has its funny moments. The plot is whatever, but you can tell that's exactly what they were going for. You know how in the old Disney movies, which by the way I'm probably going to make videos on if this video does well, Wizards, Zack and Cody, Hannah Montana, etc., and how those movies take themselves more seriously than the main episodes do? I mean, that direction works, it's a good way to make things interesting, but there are moments when it kind of comes off as too different, if that makes sense. At least with this, sure it's basically just 3 episodes put together, but at least the tone is consistent with the rest of the series. So this movie exists because the plot is centered around the iCarly crew being invited to Japan to compete in this internet awards show, and I guess they couldn't fit that grand old adventure into one episode, so after about 20 minutes that consists of Sam abusing Freddie, Spencer's head catching on fire for no reason, and Freddie getting a shot in his butt by his overprotective mommy, they all decide to head to Japan to try and win Best Web Show. But the problem is that they have to compete against these Japanese psychopaths, web stars, who go by the name Pinocchio and Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something. As the iCarly team watches Pinocchio and Yu-Gi-Oh's video, they start to consider the possibility that maybe they aren't as funny as them. But thankfully, Sam finally does something useful for once in her pathetic life and gives a low-key inspirational speech about considering losing as an option is just quitter talk. I mean, yeah, I completely agree with that, but the thing is, I still don't like Sam. So they all get on the airplane to go to Japan, except this is not your typical airplane. This is Freight Dogs' airplane, and this is his pepperoni. This airplane is filled with dirty possums.
Possi! It's the plural of possum.
Okay. Like I was saying, dirty possums and...
One possum, many possi.
That's so stupid!
Dirty possums and controlled by a crazy pilot who flies his plane with a rope and forces his passengers to skydive down to Japan. Why did Spencer, the responsible big brother, decide to take this airplane and not, you know, a normal method of transportation? I'm not sure if it's because he's cheap or if it's because he's genuinely an idiot. After they arrive in green screen land, it starts raining luggage, and I'm pretty sure if a backpack fell from that height, it would kill you instantly. Anyway, they arrive at their hotel, and when they get to their rooms, the first thing Spencer does is eat Japanese soap, thinking it's candy, and I don't know about you, but Japanese soap is my favorite candy as well. In the middle of the night, the Japanese psychopaths, Pinocchio and Yu-Gi-Oh, decide it's a good idea to welcome the iCarly crew to Japan. Now, you might be wondering why I keep calling them psychopaths, and I can assure you, it's not because they're Japanese, but it's just something about them that rubs me the wrong way. I don't know, maybe I'm tripping. So Pinocchio and Yu-Gi-Oh take the iCarly crew out for shopping, while Spencer and Freddie's crazy mom are busy getting seaweed massages, or that's what the Japanese psychopaths want you to think, because moments later, it is revealed that Pinocchio and Yu-Gi-Oh are actually evil. They deliberately set up this crazy plan to trap Spencer and Freddy's crazy mom in seaweed, and then as they're taking the iCarly team out for quote-unquote shopping, they pretend to have an argument, they pretend to get lost, they pretend to run out of gas in some random forest, and then they pretend to have a karate fight to waste as much time as possible. So that way, they can leave literal children out in the woods as they drive off to their stupid awards show to win their stupid trophy. Yes, they are so evil that they are willing to risk children dying in a forest just so they can have a higher chance of winning Best Comedy Show. If that's not the definition of a psychopath, I don't know what is. After eating his way out of the seaweed trap and taking this random dude's ice cream, Spencer goes on the hunt to find the children, but as we all know, they're not going to be very easy to find. But thankfully, Freddy's crazy mother installed a GPS-like chip in Freddy's head when he was a baby, so that way she can locate him from anywhere at any time till the end of time. To her defense, it came in handy, but as I said that, it's starting to sink in how crazy that sounded. So yeah, because of Freddy's crazy mom, it doesn't take them long to find the children. After Sam complains for the trillionth time, they all immediately head off to the awards show. Meanwhile, at the awards show, the host and his team are growing impatient. I'm sorry, what is this dude doing? I don't know a single person who eats a hot dog like that. Whatever this guy's name is, I don't like him. I'm kind of mad now, not gonna lie, but we'll get through this. As the iCarly crew arrive in their muddy clothes, they are met with a stupid security guard that doesn't speak English. Then they revert to rushing inside regardless, but they are met with even more stupid security guards that don't speak English. And they pretty much have to deal with that for about 7 minutes as Pinocchio and Yu-Gi-Oh are on the verge of winning the competition by default. That is until the tech god Freddie Benson records Carly and Sam playing guessing games with the stupid security guards and somehow some way putting it on the big screen. This amuses the crowd, and as a result of Freddy's heroics, the iCarly crew is discovered by the guy who eats a hot dog wrong. The movie ends with iCarly winning Best Web Show and Pinocchio and Yu-Gi-Oh getting arrested. It's a cheesy but happy ending, and honestly, it's quite satisfying. This movie isn't very realistic, obviously, but for what it is, it's still mildly entertaining. I mainly just watched this for nostalgia purposes, but I ended up being pleasantly surprised with how many times this movie made me laugh, even 12 years later. I guess if we tried to force a message out of all of this, it would be to never give up on your dream, because you never know what kind of luck might go your way, or who has your back when you think nobody's watching. It's just simple, family-friendly comedy fun, and I love that. Just please don't be like this dude.